delivers. Headed away by Grosso at that front post. Now Yallop with another chance to deliver. She'll do so. Well, it was off the post. Prue was scrambling. But Melbourne City, they'll get the goal kick. Although recent history has showed us that they're certainly not safe trying to play it out against this Brisbane press.
No, and there's a couple of options here for Melbourne City, so they can either opt to go a little more direct or play shorter as they are, and it's about moving their opponent and finding little angled passes and trying to play through midfield.
Well, here they are trying to play through midfield, but you can see that press. Yallop and Corbin putting a lot of pressure on Laura Hughes, who is new to the team this season. Coming from Canberra, of course, moved to City to try and learn a new style of play to become better in possession. It's been really tested already this game. Even that pass there, Otto was in a foot race with Corbin, one out, but not the most convincing in possession at the moment from City.
And you can hear Dario Vidicic instructing his central players to position themselves higher. And they've got to get beyond people and in between lines to receive.
Here's Hughes. Back to Otto, although it ends up going all the way to Grosso. Hughes again. Now up the line, Policina into the penalty area. She can be so dangerous from these positions, but Brisbane do well to close her down. Hughes across to Chinema. Chinema trying to find options. She's got Murray and Yallop in front of her, just screening those options. Chinema out wide to Torpy. Torpy will try and play through Ekic. Ekic held off really well by Tegan Thompson. Corbin touch, got away from her, so it'll be City driving forward through Stott. Galich back out wide to Amina Rekic, who cut inside, but cut out well by Sian Fryer doing her defensive duties. You always like to see that from your wingers. Now, we know that throughout the course of this game, Melbourne City, what they like to do is they like to have the ball, but they haven't always been the most clinical side this season, Leah. Brisbane, they'll know that. What do you think of the weaknesses that they would have targeted throughout the week?
Yeah, look, correct. We know that City like to have the ball. We know that they possess the ball quite well in the getting the ball from the middle to the front third. And for them, it's probably about having a little bit more patience, a little bit movement in those front third, along with being clinical. What comes with that at times is they can be left a little bit open in transition. And I think they're moments that Brisbane Roar can really look to capitalise if there is a lack of concentration there with their attacking organised.
Well, Yallop looked to switch play and ended up getting past everyone and finding Corbin. Look at that passing accuracy now. There's been less than 10 minutes in the game, but that's very unusual for both sides to have it so high as the ball swung in is dealt with by Otto.
It is, and I love it. It shows a genuine care for the football and a desire for both squads to stick their passes and just have an overall care and want to have the ball.
Chinema back to Ekic, where she received the pass. Up against Thompson, is dragged back. And Brisbane will win the free kick as a result. It's been quite impressive this season, Tegan Thompson, the 26-year-old. Played her NPL at Lions FC in Queensland in 2023. It's only her 13th A-League Women's appearance, but she's been ever present this season. As Yallop now looking to release her teammate, Holly Palmer. Ball into the middle. Stott, so reliable, heads it away. McCormick. Out wide. Brisbane, they've been very impressive in these moments so far. Oh, Grosso, well, her clearance not going where she wanted it to go twice into her player. Prue had to come out and claim. But despite the passing accuracy and despite how impressive Brisbane have been in possession, there's that stat, Melbourne City, 67%, and that's what we can expect every time they take the pitch.
Yeah, we can, and you touched on it at the start of the match, Taryn. It's about Melbourne City being clinical. We know they're going to control games. We know they have the player quality and tactical setup to dominate most matches. It's about individual qualities when the time comes to finish off their build-up.
Well, here goes City. Galich can't get past Deborah Ann Delaharp, her first start for the Roar after having stints at Perth Glory and also Sydney FC.
And it's great to see DA back in our league. She's a utility player. She can be employed across the back line or higher up the pitch. She's both-footed, and I look forward to seeing how she actually progresses throughout the season.
She scored 2 goals in 8 games as well in Denmark at her club over there, HB Koj, so she's got that in her locker as well as her defensive abilities.
Yeah, she certainly does. She's both-footed, as I touched on, and she's versatile. She can be used across the park in a number of positions.
And that ball was searching for Torpy, but cleared away. Kirkup now being put under some pressure, but Brisbane will manage to scramble it away. Kirkup, well, was almost away past Grosso. The 30-year-old in her first A-League women's season just couldn't quite get past the defender on that occasion. Polisina dropping deep to receive. Now is looking to play in Ekic, but couldn't find her. And Tegan Thompson, she's going to have her hands full this afternoon trying to deal with the Bosnian international. Ekic, of course, scored last week. She's such a good creative player, Ekic.
Yeah, she's a fantastic a re-addition to this City squad. We know she was there last season. She signed on for a couple of years. She suits City's style of play. She can play either side. She too is both-footed, and we saw last week how dangerous she is in front of goal.
Norrie being put under pressure, but manages to get the ball away. Fryer back to Norrie. Tried to switch play, but Grosso positioned well. And that's the danger for City, as Leah flagged earlier. That high press, high possession game, if you can play through it, you're in trouble. Now, here's a back pass that may have gone wrong, but Prue did really well to come out and make sure that Tamiki Yallop couldn't get there in time.
Yeah, excellent positioning by Prue. She's high, she's proactive, so she's connected to her back line, so she's in a position where she can sweep up anything that's played into that space.
Chinema. Back to Ekic. Taylor Otto now. We've got space on that side if they can find it. Looking for Galich. Great ball to switch play. Now Caitlin Sorby up against Holly Palmer. Holly Palmer gets there first. Rebecca Stott. Well, Leah, what can you tell us about the way that Brisbane are pressing? Coaches talk about things like pressing triggers. Is there anything that you've noticed in these first 15 minutes or so that are making Brisbane effective in the press?
Yeah, I think in the front third they're a little bit more aggressive. They're on the front foot and they're going on initial passes. You can see in this middle third they're waiting for pressing triggers and trying to encourage play to a wide area despite getting played through right now.
Well, that's a lovely ball through to Grosso from Torpy, but the offside flag was raised.
Yeah, so they're trying to encourage play into the wider areas where potentially there's a belief that City are less effective, and they're going to be a little bit more disciplined in that. For City, it's about moving the ball quickly, changing sides, and then finding people on the half turn in between those lines so they can break that press.
Well, interestingly, Melbourne City, they actually have the highest cross completion percentage in the league, but they're sort of middle of the road for the amount of crosses that they attempt. So perhaps the idea is to kind of keep them out wide, and they're less likely to ping in across than maybe other teams are.
Yeah, and depends on, again, the decision-making of those players in those wide areas with the deliveries. Is it, you might cross the ball, but is it actually the right decision? Do you have runners in the box? Those kind of things are all factors.
Wilkinson look to shift play. Ekic. Mina Ekic being challenged by Fryer. Has to play it back to Chinema, who'll return the favour. Brought to ground by Thompson, and foul awarded by referee Rebecca Durkow. Well, I'll take a look at this stat. The pass accuracy in the final third, Melbourne City only 63%, and when you compare that to the rest of their passing accuracy, it's quite low, Leah.
Yeah, correct. And that's it. They need to be more clinical in front of goal, and with their decision-making and quality of their final pass, they get players in good areas, and now it's about being effective in those areas. In saying that, we're talking about a group of players who are extremely positive, who look to play forward often, and when they do, it's something special. So they're going to take more risks, and they're going to have a larger margin of error in doing so.
This is again Mina Ekic getting past Tegan Thompson, gets past another. Has to be cleared by Palmer. It certainly will be a battle to watch in this game. Just one of the many subplots that will feature this afternoon. Chinema, Laurie Hughes, all the way back to Stott. This is why she has such a high amount of passes in the opposition's half. Grosso. Ball taken away, and Melbourne City will start again.
What probably is worth noting here in terms of Melbourne City, the distances between their lines when they have the ball, they push in, they try and reduce spaces, and that allows for shorter, sharper passes between them. And you can see why she's the successful Bosnian international and Liberty A-League player she is. She's extremely clever in that front third, and it's movements like that that have us coming back each week and wanting to see more of Mina Ekic.
Well, she signed on a 2-year deal for City as well, so theoretically, unless she gets poached by another club, she'll be back next season as well, and that's what we always love to see, tie down the best players to one of the best leagues in the world.
She's a quality international and an absolute joy to have in this league. Adds a tremendous amount of value.
Well, Prue playing a game of cat and mouse with Brisbane Roar. Brisbane players will be saying, well, we're the ones leading. We have absolutely no incentive to run at you here. The ball did come away in the end, and Laura Hughes was fouled by Palmer. Rebecca Stott. Big diagonal. Nice first touch to get it to Wilkinson, but the ball's taken away from Galich. Polisina. Out wide to Torpy. Back to Polisina, whose shot's blocked. Now Laura Hughes intercepted by Della Harp. Brisbane not able to get out quickly that time. And now a miss-hit pass right into the path of Mina Ekic, who equalises for Melbourne City. Well, she's been threatening the Bosnian international, and she's made it 1-1 here.
She has, and it's a fantastic finish by Ekic. You know, a moment of complacency by Palmer. You can see what she's trying to do. She's just trying to play out with a bit of controlled possession there. It's a straight pass into the path of Ekic, and we know that Ekic is so dangerous from that angle, whether it's her right foot or her left foot. Her ability to pick her places when shooting on goal is tremendous.
Well, we're back level at Amy Park, and Ekic, it was a poacher's goal. You wouldn't necessarily describe her as a poacher. She's a tricky winger, a very technical player, but she was just in the right place at the right time. And now here's Hannah Wilkinson as the ball taken away from her at the last moment by Leah Scarpelli. Well, Brisbane, they were on top, and they've done that to themselves in a way.
They have, and look, I can see the intent. They're trying to build up with a bit of control there, and it's just Holly Palmer at that point has chosen to play a square pass instead of an angled pass. Probably the wrong place to be doing so, and City have capitalised.
Here they come again. Melbourne City looking to score another. Chinema. Back to Hughes. Wide again to Torpy. Torpy beats one player, cuts inside to Galich, who shoots. Deflection, and Ekic makes it two in quick succession for Melbourne City. What a turnaround. They take the lead.
And again, Amina Ekic, bottom corner, top corner, it doesn't matter. She's picking her spot, and you can see what it means to the Bosnian international with her goal celebration. I don't think we can take away the impact of Caitlin Torpy in actually picking Galich out there. And again, Ekic, you get yourself in the right place, the right time, and you can finish with a bit of accuracy and composure, and you're going to score goals.
Well, Ekic, it's her fourth now of the season. Her 8th in the competition, all coming, of course, for City. She's made a tremendous impact as well. And after such a good start for the Roar, it just takes one small mistake, and suddenly the league leaders, they are all over them now.
Yeah, they are, and it's going to take a bit of leadership by Brisbane Roar and a bit of maturity now to regroup and try and regain some of the momentum that they started this match with.
Here comes Brisbane. Fryer. Cross blocked, and City now with an opportunity to play it forward again. It's those moments now Brisbane will have to feast on in transition, because City, they will not relent. They will want an extra goal buffer. Here goes Fryer against Chinema. Della Harp. 1-2 with Kirkup. She'll deliver into the box. Cleared away just about. And that ball now well out of play for a City goal kick.
Yeah, this is an important period for Brisbane Roar. If they can regain a bit of that momentum, keep City pinned in a little bit here, having to spend more time in their defensive third building up. Again, it's just about that momentum shift.
Oh, now, well, the ball almost finding its way to Mia Corbin, just evaded her. Here comes City again. Torpy driving into space, still going. Caitlin Torpy, she goes to ground in the penalty area. Legally, says the referee. Well, she had a case to say maybe that she'd been pulled back as she was approaching the penalty area, but that's a fantastic run.
It is, and great to see Caitlin Torpy back for City, and you can see the versatility of this player, whether she's played in a fullback role or higher up. She really adds a lot of value to this Melbourne City attack.
Of course, a special game for her against Brisbane. But here's Ekic looking for the through ball. He's intercepted. But he has Torpy, of course, started her career at the Roar in 2016. She's from Brisbane as well. Here are the Roar. Fryer back to Holly Palmer. Out wide, Kirkup will play it all the way back to Della Harp. Brisbane just trying to probe to find spaces they can exploit. Sian Fryer can't get past Chinamar. And Ekic back doing her defensive duties. She can score goals, she can defend them as well. She's actually got 100% passing accuracy at the moment, Ekic. 18 passes made so far in this game, so that's quite the impressive stat. Thompson delivers. Grosso, well, the rebound straight into Taylor Otto, her compatriot. She's still down, but play will continue. Stott blocks the cross, and Torpy now will come away with it. Of course, the referee not obliged to stop play for anything other than a head injury, so in that case, play could continue, but that looked like that hurt.
Yeah, look, she's definitely winded, and you can hear the contested arguments from the sideline about whether play should be stopped or not. From my end, it's not a head injury. She's winded, and it's play on.
That is tough, though, cuffing that from close distance. Those ones really, really hurt.
Yeah, they certainly do, and you can see Otto's on her feet and good to go. It's life of a defender, and yeah, she's signed up for it.
Ekic being pressed by Thompson, but fouled in the process. Well, for all that duel between Thompson and Ekic was always going to be a little bit of a talking point coming out of this game, both of Ekic's goals were more the result of, I don't want to say fortune, because you still have to put them away, but she was in the right place when the ball fell to her.
Yeah, correct. You get yourself in positions that are advanced, and you take a gamble sometimes that you think your team's going to win the ball, or maybe you anticipate a pass ahead. It shows great awareness by Ekic and the quality of international she is, and I truly believe she's just going to improve as the season goes on. Having a few serious injuries last season and those kind of things, she's going to get a lot of football under her belt here, and we're really going to see her hit her straps towards the end of the season.
Well, Brisbane coming forward once more. Corbin almost left the ball behind. Plays it back to her captain, Norrie. But Policina, so busy in midfield, wins out on that occasion. Here come Brisbane. Yallop delivers into the box. Stott is the one to head away. Now Galich has acres of green grass in front of her. Finally, she'll be met by Norrie. Tried to play in Ekic, but Thompson doing really well to play the ball out. It's one of these players, she's only 26 years of age, but this is only her second season in the competition. You wonder where she's been, because she's looked pretty consistently solid for Brisbane when given the opportunity. Ball over the top, finding Torpy, who shoots first time. Straight into the gloves of Silkowitz. Was offside anyway. Now, Leah, we were talking off-air about the potential role of Caitlin Torpy today. She seems to be in a very attacking role this afternoon.
Yeah, she is, and she's a super mobile player. She can be employed in several different positions because she's simply a good footballer. So she fits in to a lot of different formations and can play a bunch of different roles. And I actually think this season, despite obviously an injury setback a couple of games ago, it's been one of her most effective seasons in the A-League to date.
Well, Torpy, she's known as a fullback or a wingback in this competition. Interestingly, she scored 8 goals in 8 appearances for Preston Lions in the NPLW Victoria this season, so she knows how to find the back of the net. She can be an attacking weapon as much as a defensive stalwart.
She does, and she took care of herself in the off-season. You touched on the stint in the NPL Victoria. She was part of the Future Matildas program in Victoria, where she's really just worked on and developed the areas that she needed to step into this league, and she's really well utilised at City as well.
Well, Norrie takes a strike from distance. It goes over Prue. It was worth a shot. From there, she saw Prue was off her line, went for the spectacular. If that had been on target, that would have been the equaliser.
Yeah, and it's a great awareness by Norrie. We know that she has those striking ranges in her locker. She's probably a bit of an unsung hero for Brisbane Roar in terms of her work ethic and how she keeps things ticking over for Brisbane Roar in midfield.
Well, that was very close as well, but the high press has just allowed space to open up for City. Here's Policina, looking to find Torpy. Again on that wing. Torpy up against Della Hart, and Melbourne City have a corner.
Yeah, and as you can see here, Norrie, she just sees Prue off her line, and had that been on target, it's an excellent attempt by Norrie.
Well, it's audacious, but it was certainly worth the effort. Here's Policina to take the corner. She'll deliver it centrally. Silkowitz, safe hands, and averts the threat for Brisbane.
And that's excellent by Silkowitz. We know that she's positive on set pieces. She'll come, she'll collect, she's on the front foot, and that's what's made her super effective for this Brisbane Roar squad in those moments.
Norrie gets it to Palmer. Palmer now releasing Kirkup, who crosses in but can't reach a teammate. It's cleared by Grosso. Brisbane with possession on this side. Della Hart plays it to Kirkup. Kirkup will look to cross it in, but deflected away for another corner for Brisbane. Of course, if you're just joining us, Brisbane Roar took the lead early. A goal to Mia Corbin that at that point was thoroughly well deserved. They were dominating the first few minutes of this contest, but then Melbourne City back in it as quick as a flash. Amina Rekic with the brace.
And I like the mentality of this Brisbane Roar squad. They haven't rolled over since the second goal was scored, right? They're creating chances, winning set pieces. I've touched on the need to shift the momentum, and Brisbane Roar have at least managed to sustain some of that.
Yallop, corner in, finds Norrie. She'll play it back to Yallop. He'll take a touch around Stott. Still going Yallop, will shoot on her left, blocked by Chinema. Brisbane still in possession. Kirkup will play it back to Della Hart. He'll deliver another ball into the penalty area, headed away by Stott. And now Hughes has Torpy ahead of her, will play her in. Pass wasn't quite where she wanted. Torpy just wasn't able to run onto that ball in the way that would have been optimal. But here's Hughes being chased down by Fryer. Play it out to Torpy, who's been everywhere so far in this game. Stott, back to Chinema. And just cries of calm from coach Dario Vidicic on the sideline. But here's Galich, the 17-year-old. What can she do here? Daniela Galich gets past one, can't get past Thompson. She'll concede a corner.
Yeah, and when Vidicic is talking to his players, telling them to calm things down, it's about controlling the tempo. So you can go forward fast, quickly, but if there's not space in behind, if you don't have numerical advantage, those kind of things, then it does require just a little bit of patience and ball circulation. And you can see Galich here, it's the right decision not to deliver. She doesn't have somebody in the box, and she wins a corner, which is a better outcome than just a delivery to nobody.
Ekic just moving a microphone out of the way, delivers in, and into the back of the net for Melbourne City. Hannah Wilkinson makes it 3 for the home side. And it's a pretty comprehensive turnaround now.
And that's a fantastic delivery by Amina Ekic. It's well weighted, it's at an appropriate height, it picks out almost a free Wilkinson, who we'll see on the replay how she is free, and you can see Jenna McCormick there just allowing her too much space to get on the end of it, and this is the life of a central striker. Great finish by Wilkinson.
Now that certainly is a poacher's goal from Wilkinson. It's what she does best, the 31-year-old, her 4th goal of the season. She's Melbourne City's all-time leading goal scorer, 24 now.
And again, we touch on internationals. You've got one with 2 goals and an assist and another one with a goal. It's great to see that quality out there.
Ball delivered in now for Brisbane. Nice touch around the corner from Fryer, but Prue equal to it. Brisbane certainly not lying down. Well, if there were questions about Melbourne City being clinical, it's only been 36 minutes, but they're going some way to answering them. Although now Prue caught out, and Sian Fryer will shoot, blocked by Stott. Well, Prue was bailed out by her captain there. Just wasn't quick enough to get the ball away.
Yeah, a little bit slow with her decision-making there, and you can see that Yallop punishes her.
Well, a foul by Palmer for Grosso, and Palmer's been booked as a result. Just a professional foul there from Holly Palmer. Nothing too much to it.
No, look, great area of the field for it to happen. Nothing malicious. Yeah, a clever play by Palmer, given that she remains disciplined for the rest of the match.
Ball given away. Yallop, who came so close to helping Brisbane to their 2nd goal just moments earlier. Corbin to Palmer. Palmer across the pitch, finds Fryer. Fryer will square it to Norrie, who'll shoot. Blocked by Otto. And a corner for Brisbane now. Well, we'll take a look at this chance again. Liz Prue almost getting her side into a world of trouble.
Yeah, definitely not one of her best moments. For whatever reason, she didn't feel like she had support on that left side, and has turned into pressure there.
Should Sian Fryer have scored this opportunity?
Look, I would have preferred to see her take Chinema on 1v1 there on the outside.
The corner in, cleared off the line by Grosso. It was an in-swinger that almost caught City unawares. Yallop shot from distance, skews wide. Well, this is thoroughly entertaining stuff at the moment. Can barely take a moment to breathe. Both sides really going at it.
Oh, it definitely is, and we talk about the progress that Brisbane Roar are looking to make in terms of possibly performances, which are going to take some time. They've been positive this game. They've got City on the back foot at times. They're looking to play forward as what is being asked of them. So from a performance point of view, I think we're seeing improvements with them. Now it's just about taking care of that scoreline.
McCormick. De La Harpe. Throw in now, finds Corbin. Corbin will play it back out, allow the cross to be played in. Chinema deals with it really well. Fantastic work from the 19-year-old. Wilkinson goes to ground, foul not given though. Play continues. Wilkinson, back to Stott. Corbin was just lurking there. You just get the sense that there's more in this game for Brisbane. But now, Pollicina. Still, Pollicina plays it out to Ekic. Ekic has got Thompson marking her, as always. She'll be forced to play all the way back to Chinema. And Chinema will switch play. Chinema can't quite beat Fryer, played it to Thompson, and it'll be a City throw.
Yeah, and Chinema's got to provide greater depth there and actually receive the ball a little bit deeper so she's under less pressure.
Well, she's one of those players that it feels like she's been around forever, still only 19 years of age. She debuted at 16 in 2021. Has just improved every single season for City.
Oh, she certainly has. She's a reliable defender. Her longer passing ranges are exceptional and a really mature head for a youngster.
Wilkinson. To Grosso. Galich now. Out wide to Torpy. Torpy's pass goes astray. Now Brisbane, they'll be looking to hit them and hit them fast here. But Chinema intercepts that potential ball. May have found Fryer if it had found its way through. It didn't. Brisbane will look to recycle possession instead. Thompson. Polisina intercepts. Rebecca Stott out to Grosso. Of course, was voted Melbourne City's Player of the Season last time out, the American. Another one who's re-signed on a 2-year deal. Hughes' pass was intercepted, but she's gone to ground in Della Harp's enthusiastic efforts to get the ball up the pitch. They've taken that free kick quickly, though. McCormick has had to head away. Well, Grosso got in a little bit of a tangle there with Torpy, and Brisbane have come away with it as a result. Yallop, nice back heel, tried to get away from Hughes. Hughes has fouled her as she tried to get away instead.
Yeah, and maybe a little bit of retribution for the foul that was just committed on Hughes. I'm not sure, but Yallop's facing backwards. There's no need for it. Just keep it going towards the end line, like negatively there, and it's just unnecessary.
Yallop with the ball up the line, but Grosso does well. Mia Corbin putting the pressure on Prue. Doesn't dally with it this time. Just a first time touch to stop. Polisina. Well, as we begin to approach the end of stoppage time, Leah, 3-1 to City. Do you think it's been a fair reflection of what we've seen on the pitch?
Look, I think we've asked City to be more clinical, and they've executed this match with some of their chances created. I don't think Brisbane Roar are lying down by any means, which is great to see, that they're going to continue to fight and try and create chances. So certainly holding their own and creating some good energy at the other end of the pitch as well.
We've received word that there'll be 3 minutes of added time onto this half, so there'll be plenty of time for another twist in this tale. It has been a highly entertaining half of football so far. Both teams really going at it, not taking a backward step. Both perhaps from that same school of thought. Here's Galich. Finds Torpy. Torpy gets around Palmer. Plays in Chinema. Well, she shaped to shoot for a moment, tried to play in Ekic, but now Thompson will release Mia Corbin instead. Corbin against Otto. Here's Fryer. Tamika Yallop. Will she shape to shoot? She will! But straight into the breadbasket of Liz Prue. Better from Brisbane.
Yeah, you know, we're witnessing a full field build-up by Brisbane Roar. We speak about that desire for them to play more positively and create more goal-scoring chances. You know, is it the right decision for Yallop to shoot there where Prue is on her line? Potentially not. In saying that, we know Yallop has those striking ranges in her locker as well, so we don't want to take that away from her.
Well, as they always say, if you don't shoot, you don't score, so...
Correct, and she didn't actually have too many other passing options in a better position than her in that moment.
Thompson being pressured by Ekic. Ball goes all the way back to Silkowitz. Well, Silkowitz distribution has just given the ball back to City here. Torpy will play in Policina. Still going, Policina. Well, that was so close to the perfect ball for the number 10. Just couldn't quite reach it at the first time of asking.
Yeah, just a little bit out of Policina's reach there. We know that the quality of her in those moments is usually spot on. So I think if it finds Policina's feet there, then we see a much better outcome.
Will there be one more opportunity for Brisbane to get themselves back into this? Hughes will play it back. Looks like City will be more than happy to just keep possession for the last minute and a bit of this half. In absolutely no rush here, City. I believe there's a Simpsons meme that reflects what's going on in front of our eyes right now. Now they're starting to play. Hughes still going. Laura Hughes will play in Hannah Wilkinson. Here's Scarpelli comes and clears away.
Yeah, and that last action, it has the quality of City on display. They're patient when they pick people out. It's what Vidosic is going to want more of.
Here come Brisbane in transition. Kirkup has tried to play in Yallop. Not sure she'll have the pace to beat Otto here, and doesn't. You can hear the cries of the coach, move, move. They don't want to get caught out. And then a few seconds left in the half.
Yeah, correct. In order for the defenders to play the ball forward, they need movement and people in good positions to receive. You can't be static.
Well, City, they won the staring contest because that was half-time. Well, Brisbane Roar, it started so brightly. They scored first a goal to Mia Corbin, but then Melbourne City, they hit back 2 goals to Amina Ekic and a goal to Hannah Wilkinson, mean that at half-time, it's Melbourne City 3, Brisbane Roar 1. We'll take a look now at the highlights, and this first goal was more than deserved for Brisbane.
Oh, well, you see the pressure from Brisbane Roar. Great ability by Sian Fry to pick Corbin out, and you can see with her second attempt, she's more clinical with her finish. It's the reward of a lot of pressure by Brisbane Roar early on.
And then this back pass from Palmer let City back into the game.
Yeah, look, a brain fade by Palmer there. You can see the intent. She's just looking to play out in a controlled way. It's a square pass, easy pickings for a proactive forward like Ekic.
Well, Ekic, she found herself in the right place, in the right time for a second time and made it 2 for City.
Yeah, and it's a great delivery by Torpy to find Galich. Good goalkeeping by Silkowitz there, and Ekic again, right place, right time, clinical finisher. She scores goals.
Then Ekic involved again, taking the corner, and Hannah Wilkinson right where she needed to be.
Yeah, she was, and look, she just gets enough on it to slightly get in front of McCormick there, and again, life of a central striker in terms of positioning and being clinical.
Well, Leah, here are the numbers of the half so far. What do they tell us about what we've seen?
Yeah, look, I think we can see that there's improvement in Brisbane Roar in terms of their accuracy in their passing from previous matches. City have dominated the game and have just been more clinical in moments that counted.
Well, we'll take a break now for half-time. Join us. This game is far from over, but at half-time, it's Melbourne City 3, Brisbane Roar 1. Welcome back to Amy Park in Melbourne, where the home side, Melbourne City, currently lead 3-1. It's been a topsy-turvy half, certainly one action-packed and full of excitement. We asked for a more clinical Melbourne City, and we've certainly seen that. Joining me on commentary, Leah Blaney. Leah, talk us through these goals. Brisbane Roar, they scored first.
They did, and the reward for an enormous amount of pressure on City's build-up. And as you can see, Corbin, right place, right time. She can turn on a dime, and with a second attempt, she finishes.
Then Melbourne City, they equalised. Amina Rekic, again, right place, right time. An unfortunate back pass gave her the space to shoot.
Yeah, and we'll see on the second finish as well. She gets her head up. She's aware of where the goalkeeper is, and she picks her spot on both occasions clinically.
And then this is just classic Hannah Wilkinson.
Great delivery again by Ekic with her left foot there, and Wilkinson, all she needs is 10 centimetres, and she's able to get on the end of that and find the goal.
Well, we'll take a look at this player comparison. Two very influential players in this half as the game does get back underway. But Daniela Galic, 17-year-old, and Tamiki Yallop, a player that she's hoping to emulate the Matilda. They've both been very, very influential.
Extremely effective players, the current and potentially the future. We know the quality of Daniela Galic. Her short passing ranges are excellent. Her creativity, she's certainly something special in the football landscape right now. In saying that, there's still a long way to go to the top.
Here comes City, straight out of the blocks. Not able to make that opportunity count. They certainly won't be resting on their laurels. Brisbane Roar, they had plenty of opportunities to score more. And they always say, Leah, a 2-goal lead in football is one of the most dangerous leads you can have.
It is, and I've been impressed with the mentality of Brisbane Roar. They haven't laid down throughout the first half, and I don't expect that out of them in the second half. They're continuing to looking to play and create chances, and it's been an excellent end-to-end match so far. Certainly hasn't been one-sided.
Palmer plays it in the path of Yallop, who'll play it forward again to Sian Fryer. She's got Chinema to beat here. Sian Fryer gets around her, whips in the cross. Kirkup, shot blocked, and away for a corner. Fantastic work from Julia Grosso. And that would have been a great time for Rebecca Kirkup to score her first Liberty A-League goal.
Yeah, really good defending by Grosso. We know with City's setup, she's predominantly higher up the pitch, so her ability to recover into this back line and position herself where she gets between the ball and the defender, it's excellent defensive cover there.
Well, Grosso, such a workhorse, gets up and down that line all day. That's what's made her, well, City's player of the season last time, and a very popular member of the squad as well. Here's Holly Palmer with a corner for Brisbane. Whipped in and a header from McCormick. Well, she gives Brisbane a lifeline early in this second half. Her second goal of the season. She makes it 3-2.
She does, and I don't know whether it's Alex Smith's pre-game talk or his half-time talks, but Brisbane Roar started the game well and have come out in this second half in a similar position, scoring first. So great delivery by Palmer. McCormick, she's in the right place at the right time. You can see her strength to evade the defender there, and she picks out her spot in the goal.
Well, we said earlier, Leah, that City would not be resting on their laurels because Brisbane Roar had plenty of shots, plenty of opportunities in that first half. They've come out in the second and scored almost immediately to make it 3-2. This game has been an excitement package so far, and early indications in this second half that it will remain so in the next 45.
Yeah, and really pleased for McCormick on that. We know that she's a threat off set pieces, and she's rewarded for the opportunities that she creates.
Well, here come Brisbane again. Thompson into space. Still Thompson. She'll look to find Palmer, who just tried to chest it into the path of Kirkup, but Julia Grosso was there. Look at this energy and intent from the Roar. Kirkup Can't beat Grosso. Almost went out. She managed to save it just for a throw. Torpy. Back to Grosso, but look again, look at this press. Brisbane Roar. Well, you wonder what was in the team talk from Alex Smith, but here comes Torpy. Caitlin Torpy still going. She's come a long way here, Torpy. Goes to ground. Nothing given by the referee. And that ball shipped across the penalty area. Just goes out harmlessly for a goal kick. That was a great run from Torpy.
It was, and her ability to break lines by running with the ball is going to be something that's going to be a threat. You can see Norrie there. She's got two choices with Torpy stepping in front. She either slows down or she fouls. So that's clever by Caitlin Torpy there with the ball, and Norrie has opted for the later.
Well, no foul given there, Leah. Do you think that was the correct decision?
I don't. I think the attacker steps into the path of the defender, and she is fouled. Again, in saying that, I'm a coach, not a referee, so I'm going to have to respect the referee's decision on this one.
All happens at a very fast pace, especially when it's Torpy running. Here she goes again. Caitlin Torpy. She'll play it to Galich. Now Amina Rekic. Can't beat Tegan Thompson. Rekic will play it back to Hughes. And back to Chinema, being forced all the way back here by Brisbane's defence. Now Sian Fryer coming away with the ball. She's got Corbin ahead of her. She'll opt to just keep the ball, wait for options to arrive. Holly Palmer's streaming through the middle as well. Still going here, Sian Fryer. She's beaten Chinema. Now she'll play in Palmer, who'll shoot from distance. Straight at Prue. Well, Palmer will be desperate for a strike after the game she's had so far.
Yeah, she will be, and you can see the quality of Sian Fryer there, just gliding through those midfield areas when she's dribbling. She's an excellent 1v1 artist.
Here comes Hannah Wilkinson, 24 shots for the Roar, only 6 for City. They've just been so clinical with those shots. Amina Rekic cuts inside, shoots, and it's another goal for Melbourne City. Amina Rekic with her hat-trick. A wonderful day out for her, and it's 4-2 City.
A tremendous day out, and I don't know whether there's a goal bonus going on or whatnot at City at the moment, but Amina Rekic is cleaning up today. She's both-footed player, so she's able to cut inside and turn on a dime. You know, she sells both defenders just with her agility and ability to move the ball and keep it between her feet. It's fantastic by Rekic.
Well, we were just saying how clinical Melbourne City have been. That is now 4 goals from 7 shots, and Rekic responsible for 3 of them. She's in fantastic form at the moment.
She is, and the assist by Daniela Galich, who we touched on as well, she holds onto the ball just long enough to draw out the defender and actually create a little bit more space for Rekic in that moment.
Well, Melbourne City, they've regained their 2-goal buffer when McCormick scored just after half-time to make it 3-2. It looked like Brisbane again were back in the game, but Melbourne City, they've only needed a sniff today. They've managed to score 4 goals from 7 shots. Phenomenal conversion rate at the moment. It really feels like Silkowitz has barely had anything to do except for pick the ball out of the back of the net.
Yeah, and I think that's a fair assessment, and we touched on the quality of Prue at the start of the match. I think she's had a tremendous game up the other end as well, with handling Brisbane Roar's shooting.
Well, Leah, where did Brisbane Roar go now? Because they came out with so much energy, they were so vivacious, looking to get back into the game. They did so, got within 1 goal of City, but then have conceded almost immediately. But now intercepting high up the pitch, didn't quite find Corbin, and there's probably your answer. They have to keep pressing.
Oh, I think they continue with the same energy and continue to look to create chances. Later on in the game, do they, you know, mix it up a little bit and throw some numbers forward, those kind of things? At this stage, I'd be continuing with the momentum we have, obviously tighten things up defensively.
Well, here's a long ball, searching for Fryer. Corbin plays it back into her path. Rebecca Stott will have to get there. Doesn't do so, but the ball just across the face of goal. And Julia Grosso will see it out of play. Della Harp to Corbin. Mia Corbin back to Palmer. Norrie. Ball taken away by Ekic, but she regains possession. Della Harp squares it to the back post, just wide from Fryer. That was inches away to making it 3 for Brisbane. How important could that be?
Oh, and that's a fantastic delivery by Della Harp. She picks out Fryer at that far post. She whips it in with pace. And in terms of Fryer there, it's just about locking her ankle and redirecting that on target. The ball is coming in with enough pace and power. It really is an exceptional cross by Della Harp there.
And that's what Deborah Ann Della Harp can bring. The Island international, of course, born and raised in Australia, decided to represent Ireland just before the World Cup. Wasn't selected in the World Cup squad in the end. Went away to Denmark to play, played 8 games over there, and is now back in the A-League Women's.
Yeah, she's a tremendous talent. She was a young Matilda in 2019. She's gone on and she's been involved with the Ireland national team and spent some time playing overseas as well, and now's returned to our A-League to add value. Exciting young talent.
McCormick does well. Thompson tries to switch play, but only finds the head of Otto. Otto being pressured by Yallop, but can get the ball away to Chinema. Now, lovely overlapping run from Galich. She's got options on her inside. She'll choose to go all the way to Policina, who picks up the ball to Torpy, who'll shoot. Deflection! Just wide. Well, Torpy, she was teed up perfectly by Policina. The deflection could have gone anywhere, but thankfully for Jordan Silkowitz, just wide of the post.
Yeah, and McCormick does quite well to just step out and make it difficult for Torpy to get a clean shot away in that moment.
Well, disappointment for Torpy. She knows how close that was to City's 5th. But they'll have another corner here. Ekic to deliver. Headed away by Yallop. Hughes will leave it for Grosso. Ball back in now. Here's Torpy. Can't beat her player. But Wilkinson, well, thought she would come and collect, but was flagged offside. Well, an argument going on the sideline. Daria Vidicic didn't think she was offside. Coaches never do they?
Oh, definitely. We definitely don't think anyone's ever offside when it's going against us. But again, we'll respect what the referee's decision is in that moment. I think Torpy actually finds Otto far post earlier as the best decision in all of that, which she didn't execute.
Galich, Policina. Back to Galich, taking on McCormick. Policina, lovely play between those two and almost finding Policina. Now here's Grosso, bursting forward, finding Torpy. Back to Grosso, and all the way back to Hughes. They're just searching for the best opening here, City. Haven't shot too often if it's not a golden opportunity. They'll keep waiting for that chance. Galich into Policina. Policina turns away from Norrie. Rihanna Policina across the face of goal. Wilkinson couldn't quite get there. Brisbane survive.
And that's really clever by Policina. She backs into a defender. She's able to pin the centre-back in that moment and just roll her using her ability to judge where the pressure is coming from. Really good by Policina.
Well, Palmer, there was an opportunity for a fast break, but her touch just got away from her. Can happen when you're travelling at speed. They've got to take advantage of those opportunities now, Brisbane, if they are to get back into this game, and they've got to make sure they don't concede these. Here's Ekic. Thompson doing really well to recover and take the ball away. They'll concede a throw.
Yeah, and as you can see, Policina evades her defender there. She judges where Norrie is putting most of her weight and is able to turn and look to pick out her teammate across goal there. It's an excellent attempt and really clever by Policina.
Well, in an attempt to take the ball out of play, it's just hit Ekic on the way through, which the Roar won't be complaining about because they'll have the throw. An opportunity for some possession. Policina. Torpy goes to ground. And a foul awarded against Brisbane. Well, there's the possession. City still on top, but maybe not as much as we would have expected. And how much does the coaching philosophy of Alex Smith on the other side come into that as well?
Yeah, look, it's going to take time, but things look like they're starting to come to fruition based on, you know, last week's performance as well as this match where Brisbane Roar are holding more possession. They're holding possession in higher areas of the pitch, which is something that, you know, they're looking to make a mark and improve on. So pleasing.
Inventive free kick routine. Here's Ekic. Well, looking for Otto at the back post. Couldn't quite find her. And now a problem here for Ish Norrie. She's gone to ground. She's not looking too pleased.
Yeah, and as you can see, the free kick that starts with Policina and Galich, the playmakers in this City side, it's clever. It involves Ekic making a run across that back line, and then it's just about her picking out a player in the box where Otto was actually free. Just the timing of Otto's run was a little bit too early.
Well, this isn't great signs here for Ish Norrie, Brisbane's captain. Very experienced. She went to ground. She's played enough games, Norrie, that she'll know when something's wrong, if there's a twinge or something's not quite right. Well, Amina Ekic, it's been her day today. 3 goals and an assist. We'll take a look at her hat-trick. It's been a fantastic performance from her today.
Oh, it has, and a lot of it comes down to her being clinical. She gets her head up before she strikes the ball, so she's aware of the goalkeeper's positioning. She's a both-footed player, so she's able to pick out whether it be left or right, bottom corner, top corner. She's able to pick out those areas of the goal and finish.
It's been a fantastic game for the 24-year-old. Her 7th appearance this season, involved in every goal today. Of course, played last season for City and had that spell cut short due to an injury. Went back to the NWSL. Didn't manage to play too much for Racing Louisville, so has signed permanently for City this time out on that 2-year deal.
Yeah, and there's a lot behind Ekic's performance. It's smart recruitment of an international player who can come to our league and provide impact and quality.
Well, here's a substitution for Melbourne City. It'll be Briley Henry entering the field of play. Caitlin Torpy, who's been quite lively this afternoon, makes way. Briley Henry, the 20-year-old. 2 appearances for the Matildas back in 2021, which is formerly of the Western Sydney Wanderers. But here come Brisbane. Tamika Yallop in space, takes the shot, just wide from Yallop. Peru was scrambling, just wasn't able to hit the target.
And it's great to see Briley Henry back out on the pitch on the back end of an injury. What a great addition to Melbourne City she's going to be. And in terms of this action with Yallop, she just takes a touch a little bit away from goal, which puts her outside that central goal zone. Naomi Chinema is in a good position as well defensively, and probably just a better decision for Yallop to cut the other side and try and strike with her right foot, not her left foot in that moment.
Well, of course, Henry, she started last season really well, didn't she, for Melbourne City? She scored 4 goals for them, but this season has started with an injury. She'll be looking to build back into a bit of form.
Oh, extremely exciting player. She's a Penrith born and bred player who's hailed from the New South Wales NPL, and now she's plying her trade with a lot of success at Melbourne City. She just gives them another attacking threat, another dimension. She's speedy. She can get in behind. Her work rate off the ball is enormous. That helps support those around her.
Short corner routine for Brisbane. Palmer will deliver from a different angle. Norrie back on the pitch, getting involved but not able to get on the end of it. And thankfully, whatever was afflicting her seems to have passed. Laura Hughes, neat little wall pass, and now releasing Hannah Wilkinson, who can't get away from Silkowitz. Well, she had an option on the inside. She could have rounded the keeper, but instead Silkowitz won the battle.
Brilliant keeping by Silkowitz. She's proactive, so she's able to defend that space in behind. I think a bit of poor decision making on Wilkinson's end. She had Briley Henry joining her in attack. If she just squares that ball to Henry, I think we see City go 5-2.
Well, at the other end now, here's Chinema having to deal with the Brisbane press. We'll take a look again at this opportunity.
Yeah, and as you can see, Wilkinson's played through in space. It's just a square ball, probably with the left foot, the outside of her left foot, to put a bit of disguise on the pass, if she could manage it, into the path of Henry.
Just in that first wide shot, it really looks like Briley Henry was quite free there. Just come onto the pitch. I'm sure she'll be throwing up her arms at her teammate.
Yeah, I hope she has the confidence to ask that question. And on the flip side, we saw the quality of Silkowitz once again. She's excellent 1v1.
Well, here's Brisbane now with a free kick. Holly Palmer delivers, cleared by the first line of defence. It'll come back out to Yallop. He'll deliver back in again, but again, City able to clear away. Palmer copped a little bit of a shiner, nothing too bad from the ball. Galich trying to keep possession, wins the throw. Those passing accuracy stats still very high for both sides.
Yeah, it's excellent. We touched on at the start of the game. Genuine care for the ball and genuine desire to play from both squads.
Here's Grosso, plays in Henry. Briley Henry will turn away from her defender. Can't find Policina though. Laura Hughes there to clean up for City. Otto beats the sliding challenge of Yallop. Still going Otto. Henry in space. Briley Henry, heavy touch, and a goal kick for Brisbane.
Yeah, and that's good defending by Della Hupp. She doesn't dive in. She looks to delay and show Briley Henry onto her non-dominant foot there.
Well, Brisbane playing out from the back, almost came undone. Briley Henry just giving McCormick a bit of a shove. Just letting her know that she's there.
Yeah, a little bit overzealous with that. Again, Briley Henry probably just letting everyone know she's back, and probably no need for it there with McCormick.
Well, Rebecca Kirkup has come off the field for the Raw, and Bonnie Davis is on and straight into the action. Davis, ball in, but can't beat Stott. She'll play it back to Della Harp, who runs in to City Blue. Well, a great challenge from Norrie to win the ball. Della Harp, cross in, Corbin can't get there. Scramble now for City. Brisbane just trying to get a toe on it, trying to get the shot away, can't do so. And now here comes City again. Bradley Henry to Ekic. Chinamar. Hughes. On the way back again. Well, the ball was bobbling around in the box for quite a while. They just couldn't get the decisive touch, but now they've intercepted Davis. Out wide again. Yallop, overlapping run. It's got Corbin in the middle. Yallop high and wide over the crossbar.
Yeah, and Yallop probably just missing some extra bodies in the box there for that to get on the end of it. Corbin a bit isolated, and you can see the challenge by Norrie. Good to see that she's back on her feet, and I think it's a fair challenge. She comes in for the ball, and unfortunately just young Daniela Galic lands a bit awkwardly there.
Here's City on the counter. Ekic looking for Policina. Palmer gets there just in time. And Davies on the ball. Great tackle from Grosso, though. And now Daniela Galic will look to play in Wilkinson. Scarpelli's there. And Thompson goes to ground. Well, if you're a lover of XG, here's a good one. Brisbane Roar actually leading Melbourne City at the moment in that statistic. Melbourne City sitting around 1.6. Brisbane Roar 2.3. Can they add a third goal? Mia Corbin strikes! Well, another error playing out from the back in this game, and it's given the Roar another window to get back into it. Mia Corbin scores her second, and we're back to 4-3.
Yeah, it's an exciting game we have on our hands here. There's multiple goals. It's end to end. You can see the reward from Brisbane's press, where she's in a good position where she's able to anticipate anything that comes forward, and it's a great little toe in there by Yallop to find Corbin, and we are back in it for Brisbane Roar.
I mean, both teams, Leah, have been disastrous at playing out from the back today. This has been a game of turnovers high up the pitch where players have been able to take opportunities as they've come, and, well, it's created a really high-scoring contest.
Yeah, look, I think you've got a situation where players are looking to be brave on the ball and to take high risks and to build a certain way, which there are going to be moments of turnover and error.
Here's Grosso looking to restore that 2-goal lead for Melbourne City. She'll go herself, Grosso! Well, Silkowitz had to be good there, punched the ball over the crossbar. I'll have to deal with the corner, but a great shot from Grosso.
Oh, fantastic top-end save by Silkowitz as well. She's an explosive player, so you can see her ability to leap and judge the flight of that and just get a hand on that so it goes over.
Well, Brisbane now, last time they scored, City hit back almost immediately. They won't want to repeat that here. Ekic. Pass went beyond Policina. She'll get it back eventually. Policina, Hughes to Galic. And Thompson did really well to come across. Well, no, she didn't, because the referee has awarded a penalty. Melbourne City do have the opportunity to restore their 2-goal lead. And, well, maybe a little bit of controversy in that decision.
Oh, look, I think the challenge is a little bit late by Thompson. Clever by young Danielle Galich to, on the half turn, look to face forward. And whenever you're driving in the box and you're going at speed, the room for defenders to come in at pace and use their body in that way, there's always going to be that grey area. So I can see why the penalty's been awarded.
Well, we were just saying that Brisbane didn't want this scenario to happen on the replay. Leah, what do you think?
I'm going to stand by that the penalty awarded is the right decision.
Well, there certainly was contact. Of course, the decision on did she win the ball certainly came in late in any respect, but now here is a huge moment because Rihanna Polisina up against Jordan Silkowitz has the opportunity to make it 5 for Melbourne City. Rihanna Polisina, lovely penalty. A beautiful dink into the corner. And it's now 5-3 to the home side.
Yeah, it's a really well-taken penalty by Polisina. You can see the quality of her. It's measured. She picks her spot. She delivers with such composure. Really pleasing to see Minnie get on the scoreboard today.
Well, a penalty to Melbourne City restores their 2-goal advantage. That could be a big moment because Brisbane, you wouldn't count them out scoring again in this game. Still 15 minutes or so of regulation time to go. This game has so many twists and turns to come. We'll see a substitution. Kaya Stevenson now coming on the pitch for Holly Palmer, who was on a yellow.
Yeah, and again, I think that shows the intent of Smith in this moment, bringing on Kaya Stevenson, who is predominantly an out-and-out attacking player, 1v1 artist, good dribbler, potentially has goals in her. So he's certainly not taking a backward step for the remainder of this game with this substitution.
Well, Leah, the game as it is at the moment, 5-3 to Melbourne City, but in a funny sort of way, is this the best that we've seen of the Raw all season?
Look, I think put your performance hat on with what they're looking to achieve. Last week and this week, we're seeing an improvement in performance in terms of the desired playing style out of Brisbane right now. They're only going to improve as the season goes on in that aspect, and it's going to take considerable time for anyone to implement anything when they come in with a group of players that potentially they haven't worked with.
Here goes Fryer, delivers a cross in and a ricochet. Well, Otto hit the ball straight into her centre-back partner, Stott. That was not far away from what would have been a disastrous own goal for City, but thankfully for them, just wide.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of confusion between the defensive pairing there, where she's actually looking to redirect it into a good area. Not much Stott can do to get out of the way.
Yallop will deliver the corner into the penalty area, headed away by Wilkinson. Prue missed it. And now Grosso in back plays, just struggling to get back up to speed, but Galich thought she won the throw, didn't. Brisbane will have possession again. Stevenson up against Galich. Galich wins out. And Henry happy to just settle things down and keep possession for a little while. Here come Brisbane again. Stevenson into space, the substitute. Kaya Stevenson will shoot from distance, blocked by the defence. Will she have another shot, or she'll play it instead to Yallop. Wonderful touch. But City's defence able to get in the way. Well, forget your leftover Christmas ham. This game is a feast.
It is, and I'll go back to the mentality by Brisbane Roar. Again, they've copped another goal, but they're on the front foot. They're at the other end. They're trying to create chances. It's everything you want to see as a response to being scored against.
Here come Brisbane again. Yallop takes the strike, deflected away. And it'll be another set-piece opportunity for Brisbane, another corner. The stakes are really high at the moment. See McCormack lining up. Davies in there as well at the front post. Sean Fryer. I'll be wanting a pinpoint delivery here from them, Matilda. Tamika Yallop. Ball delivered into the mixer, but side netting. And a wasted opportunity for the Roar. Well, we'll see another pair of substitutions here for Melbourne City. The McKenna sisters both coming onto the pitch at the same time. Letitia and Tian entering the field of play. So Daniela Galich will be one of the players that makes way.
Yeah, and this just adds to the depth that this Melbourne City side has. You're bringing two quality players off the field and replacing them with equally two very good players in their own right. You've got Letitia McKenna, who will come into the midfield and look to pull strings and pick passes and those kind of things. And then you're going to have the work rate of Tian potentially on the outside, who, again, a good technician in her own right, and hopefully can provide some excellent deliveries into that central area.
Well, there wouldn't be too many occasions in Liberty A-League history where two siblings have come on at the same time, as we just received confirmation that Naomi Chinema was the other player making way in that substitution. Norrie winning out, but now City, Wilkinson. Ball forward and cleared away. Well, it was played into the path of Letitia McKenna, who just came onto the pitch, but she just wasn't able to direct it in a favourable way. Well, Naomi Chinema, who just left the pitch, she had a passing accuracy of 94%. Now, we do expect that from our centre-backs, but that's so good from such a talented young player.
It is. It's extremely pleasing, and I think noting that the passes Chinema does play actually breaks lines. So we're not talking about a player who plays it safe and these are backwards passes. This is a player who is able to advance the ball up the field, break lines. She's got great composure. She's been excellent for Melbourne City throughout the season, and in particular in this match.
Grosso goes to ground, but nothing given by referee Durkow. Well, this is far from done here. Don't go anywhere, because this game has been so topsy-turvy. It's changed so much. Brisbane Roar and Coach Alex Smith, they'll be thinking that they might just have 1 or 2 goals left in them. They'll certainly push for that. And we'll see another substitution for that, and a wonderful occasion for the Roar. Marioleka makes her return 367 days after rupturing her ACL last season. The Brazilian, she's a tricky playmaker, 31 years of age. She replaces Sean Fryer, who has been quite good this afternoon, but she just offers something different, Eka.
She does, and it's great to see on the back end of resilience and successful rehab, Heka back on the pitch. We know what she's capable of. We know she just adds another dimension to this Brisbane Roar attack. She's exciting. She knows where the goal is. Really looking forward to seeing what she delivers.
Well, can she make a difference here? She's on the ball now. Marioleka He's got 2 players to beat. We'll see some of those futsal skills, some of that South American flair.
Certainly a strong futsal background for Heka. She's clever when she has the ball between her feet. She can move left or right, turn on a dime. Yeah, exciting talent.
Well, another corner for Brisbane. It'll be taken short. Norrie, play it back to Yallop. Will play it back to her captain. Here's Della Harp, Eka. Deborah Ann Della Harp. Back out to Yallop. Yallop will deliver, deflected and cleared away in the end by City. Well, it was an attempt to change the angle from the corner, but they just weren't able to do anything with it on that occasion, Leah.
No, and Brisbane Roar are going to want more in those moments. These are the opportunities for them in the dying stages of this game to create chances from those opportunities.
I mean, are they at the point now? When do you start just throwing the kitchen sink at things? Just long balls forward, trying to hit targets. I mean, Mia Corbin's already scored 2. Do you just try and play the ball to her and get her to do magic, or do you stick to your principles right until the end?
Look, I think the principles that have been employed are helping them to create chances.
Well, here's another opportunity now. Mia Corbin played through. She'll square it. Stott gets it away, but another opportunity for Mariel Eka. She'll have another bite of the cherry. Eka looks to play in a teammate instead. Well, if she can help Brisbane to a result here, that would be quite the fairy tale. Here's Corbin. Still going. Mia Corbin deflected off to Jan McKenna, and another opportunity from a corner.
Yeah, and if we use that action as an example, when Brisbane Roar are finding plays between lines, playing little angled passes with forward runs, they're creating these half chances. So I think they should continue with what they're doing, potentially add a few numbers forward to finish these opportunities in and around the box should the delivery get there beyond McKenna.
Here's Yallop. Delivers the corner in, but again, well, doesn't even hit side netting. Goes out of play, and it's another opportunity that's gone begging.
Yeah, and I think Yallop's been excellent throughout this match. She's definitely shown her quality as a Matilda, but she's going to be disappointed with those deliveries. She's going to expect more of herself, and she's certainly capable of more in that moment.
Well, we just saw a forlorn-looking Alex Smith, because unless Brisbane can score 3 goals in the next 3.5 minutes plus stoppages, it will be the first time in Brisbane Roar's history that they've gone 8 games without a win. So while there are promising signs on the horizon, that is a fairly unwanted record for him and for the club.
Yeah, correct, and there's going to have to be patience there with performances, and it's just going to take time to build what they're looking to do.
Well, City playing it out from the back. They've found Policina, and now Wilkinson is in a foot race with Jenna McCormick. Wilkinson wins out, but does she have options? McCormick will play the ball back off Wilkinson, and it'll be a City goal kick. And we'll see another substitution for City. Rihanna Policina will make way, and Carly Ross-Backen will come on the pitch. Maybe a defensive substitution here.
Yeah, potentially somebody who's going to sit a little bit deeper. We know the quality of Carly. She's going to be able to pick out passes and probably help control the tempo of the remainder of this game with her experience as well as quality.
Well, certainly a move from Dario Vidicic just to see out the remainder of this game. They've already conceded 3 goals here, City. Plenty to work on in the video review later in the week, and he just will want to make sure that the game's seen out now.
Yeah, definitely. We've asked City to be more clinical they've come in today. They've scored 5 goals. That, you know, their internationals have been excellent. They've controlled games, most of this game in key moments, which I think he's going to be pleased with. However, the other side of it, they've copped 3 goals, and that's something they're going to want to tighten up moving forward.
Of course, Ross Backen, who's just come on the pitch, she's a 7-time Matilda, only 22 years of age. Has unfortunately just been beset by injuries since that 2019 World Cup. She's really struggled for game time in the last few seasons, but it's good to see her back out there.
Oh, it's brilliant to see the Canberra-born native who's played all over the world in different leagues, including our A-League at the moment. The back end of several injuries, she's been stifled a little bit. So just to see her out on the pitch and what she's bringing to Melbourne City at the moment is really pleasing to see.
Myra Lecker pressed by Tian McKenna, who won the ball. Wilkinson trying to get away from McKenna, and in the end, Letitia McKenna comes and cleans up. Norrie intercepts, but a heavy touch just got away from her. Well, this is where, if Brisbane will sway from their principles somewhat, you'd imagine we'll start to see some long balls as we head into stoppage time. 4 minutes of additional time.
Yeah, and I'm not sure they will, Taryn. I think that they're trying to create a belief in what they're doing, and in order for that to come to fruition, you have to back it and see it out.
Here's Ekic. We'll play it back. Laura Hughes comes away with it. From City's perspective here, they'll just want to keep the ball. If they have the ball, they can't concede. They'll want to just control these last 4 minutes of play. And that's probably not the way to do it. The pass ricocheting off a few players. It's come away with City possession in the end, though. Yallop still pressing. She's been so impressive today, Tamika Yallop. Probably one of her best games for the Raw this season. She's been doing everything for them, really from the first minute when she was pressing high. She was making things happen. Such a workforce.
Yeah, I think she's been tremendous for Brisbane Raw today. A lot of the work that Tamika Yallop does off the ball probably goes a little bit unnoticed in terms of the forward runs she makes and the ability for her to draw defenders and those kind of things.
Wilkinson will play it back to Tian McKenna. Hughes. Ross Backen. Grosso and Stott. Not trying to force anything here, City. Ross Backen. Happy to just sit back and control the game now. Although Yallop has stayed down after that challenge from Ross Backen. Well, we know that she's had her fair share of injuries, but looks like just a cramp. She has done a lot of running this afternoon.
Oh, she has tremendous outputs. She's box to box as a midfielder. She's been on the end of defending things in her 18-yard today, as well as a key player in that front third for Brisbane Roar. Extremely high passing accuracy. Again, all things you'd expect of our Matildas in this league, having a positive impact. And I keep harping on and touching on the importance of taking care of the ball and the importance that passing accuracy actually has in a game of keeping possession for your team.
4 interceptions as well for Yallop, one of them leading to a goal, so she's certainly been in the thick of it. She'll just Be delivered some water and some pickle juice, it looked like, from her captain Ishinori there to try and get her through the last few minutes of this game. Hopefully this is nothing more serious than a bit of cramp, but we know she's had ankle problems recently. Hopefully it's nothing to do with any of that. Well, she's struggling here, Yallop. She'll limp off the field. Very much hopeful, just based on the first reaction, that they were stretching it out. Hopefully that is nothing to do with that ankle, because that would be a tremendous loss, not just for the Raw, but for the league as well. Yeah, definitely hoping that everything's all right with Yallop. Obviously, extreme amount of caution always when you're taking players off the field. So I guess we'll wait and see what the outcome is of that when it comes in. Well, Melbourne City, they'll have possession here from the throw. They were the ones who sportingly put it out of play, so I'll resume. We have, of course, ticked over the 4 minutes of stoppage time, but it was maybe 2 extra minutes for that Yallop injury, so Brisbane really in last chance saloon if they are to get any more out of this game. Oh, and a slip from Scarpelli, but thankfully for her, the ball had too much venom on it to fall into the path of Wilkinson. Silkowitz, long ball into midfield. Corbin tries to come deep and claim, but she's flagged offside. Of course, for those newer to the game, you can be offside if you're coming back from an offside position when the ball was kicked. So on that occasion, she was offside at the point of contact with the ball. Well, full time at Amy Park, and it's been an absolute thriller. 5 goals to 3 for the home side. It was headlined by a hat-trick to Amina Rekic, an assist as well. Mia Corbin scored a brace on the other side to keep Brisbane in it. But at full time, it's Melbourne City 5, Brisbane Roar 3. We'll take a look back at these goals, and Brisbane were the team to score first.
Yeah, they were, and I think it speaks to the quality of the finishes from both sides, knowing how good both goalkeepers are up each end. If in today's game you were clinical, you picked your sport, you chose the right technique and hit things with the appropriate weight, then, you know, you're a good chance at scoring, and you can see that in the Ekic finish. Everything about it is clinical and measured with really good composure.
She repeated the feat only a few minutes later, and that made it 2-1 to Melbourne City.
Yeah, it was an excellent finish. Top bins there by Ekic.
And then here, Poacher's goal, Hannah Wilkinson, right place, a wonderful delivery from Ekic as well.
Yeah, and smart to just redirect it towards the target there from Wilkinson.
Now, right after the halftime break, Brisbane Roar right back in it. Jenna McCormick header made it 3-2.
Yeah, brilliant response. It's you know, Wilkinson, you did it at one end, I'll do it at the other by McCormick. It's everything you want to see from an aerial threat.
But as City did in the second half, hit back straight away, and it was Amina Rekic's hat-trick.
Yeah, and it's her third goal for the match, along with an assist. So she's certainly in excellent form today, Ekic.
And then here was this penalty. Tegan Thompson just taking out her player, and Policina, a really well done penalty.
Yeah, she steps up to the spot. She's got an excellent air of confidence, and she's clinical with the penalty.
So there are the stats. Interestingly, Brisbane Roar with 33 shots to Melbourne City's 11, but Melbourne City, the much more clinical side.
Yep, City more clinical on the day. Brisbane improve in terms of what their performance goals are. It was an exciting match of football.
Well, fantastic game of football this afternoon. An 8-goal thriller, an absolute treat to have watched. Thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast. My name is Tyron Hedder. I've been joined by Leah Blaney. We leave you with scenes of Melbourne City 5, Brisbane Roar 3.